Welcome to Inside Gator Nation, and this is the follow-up video on Emory Jones and also the Cotton Bowl post-game show. I'm going to combine it into two, as that game was really not worthy of a video, to be honest. Absolutely embarrassed by the performance the Gators put on last night. I'm going to just touch up on that briefly, and then we're going to get to the main topic of the video about Emory Jones. This was a game where Florida had 9 starters out. The number just kept growing and growing, a couple a day for the past 3 or 4 days. And after learning about the defensive opt-outs, especially on the D-line, I kind of figured they were going to run the ball at will, get whatever they wanted, and we'd probably take a loss. I did not anticipate getting blown out, and I had a feeling that we weren't going to show up because it's not the bowl we were in, but it's just, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. It's very frustrating as a Florida fan, and not too much to really point at other than we didn't show up to play, and you could tell they didn't want to be there. Something needs to be done. We need to expand the playoffs or something, because this is going to be a trend every single year from here out. Some teams are going to show up, others aren't, and the quality of football is just going to drop dramatically. Started out the game with Donovan Steiner still giving a lot of cushion, too much cushion, gave up 2 big plays in the first drive. Not only did he give up too much cushion and allow probably a 20-yard first down, then he takes a bad angle on a deep pass that ended up being an easy touchdown for Oklahoma. Trying to watch my language, but what in the world is going on with our DBs? This is supposed to be DBU, or at least a school that really prides themselves on having good DBs. And this year, it's been completely the opposite. 2020's been weird, to say the least. The only thing I can say is, come on, Jason Marshall, Corey Collier. I can't wait for you guys to get here. Hopefully you guys are ready to play as true freshmen, because we definitely need you. Unfortunately, if Grantham's still our defensive coordinator, by then he doesn't tend to really play freshmen. We'll see how it plays out, but I hope you guys are ready to play and ready to ball. Trask had a very uncharacteristic game, throwing 3 picks in the first quarter and the 4th pick 6 of the season, which leads the country. That put us at a 14-0 deficit to start the game, and that's kind of how we have been playing the last 3 games. We're starting slow, and we can't climb up out of a 14-0 hole. Whatever want and will we had to be there in that game quickly evaporated after that, and you could see it in the players' body language all over their face. Tackling was still an issue. We can't tackle still. I guess that's given when we had a short turnaround for this bowl game and only 3 days of practice. But I mean, OU had pretty much the same amount of practice time, so you can't point it at that. We just simply did not want to be here. Chris Bogle was a bright spot on the defense. He did a lot of things well. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in action next year. I think he's going to be a leader of this defense. He's been here a few years now, as well as Lingard. That 3rd string spot for Florida, which is mostly all of Dan Mullen's recruits, there's a lot of bright spots in there. The question is, are they ever going to take that next step and kind of steal the starting role for next season? That's what I'm looking for. A lot of McElwain's guys are on the way out the door, if they're not out the door already this season. And that's going to bring me into my topic here in a minute. But Oklahoma's running backs got whatever they wanted. Our young receivers were not getting open. It's not all on Trask and Emory. Receivers weren't getting open, and when they did get open, they dropped crucial passes, which could have extended the drive. And a lot of those drop balls were on deep balls, especially Justin Shorter. He had a few in and out of his hands. This is the worst deficit in 30 years by the Gators program. We end the year with 3 straight losses. It's not a way to take your team into 2021 with any kind of momentum or However you want to put it. James Houston, I want to point the finger at you, buddy. I mentioned in my earlier videos, why are you trash talking, adding fuel to the fire when they don't need any fuel? They wanted to be here. We did not. So maybe you were trying to boost your guys up a little bit. It didn't work. I would like to see y'all just hush up and play football. Let your pads do the talking. Let your helmets do the talking. Uh, that's what uh that's what I want to see. Trash talk doesn't win you games. Playing hard and playing hard wins the games. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's pretty much all I'm gonna put on this game. However, this brings me into my next topic. You see, Emory had that first good drive. Um, After that, he couldn't really get anything going. The receivers weren't getting open for him. And I'm not putting anything on Emory Jones. I just really wanted to clarify. If you haven't seen my last video, or my video on Emory Jones, I had some good intel on Emory Jones and what's going on with the football team. Now, I got a lot of criticism, a lot of bashing about this. If you guys don't believe it, that's fine. That's your opinion. That's your right. But I'm here to tell you, I did not make this stuff up. If you haven't seen this video, go check it out. You'll know what I'm talking about. I did not make this up. The team as a whole is trending away from Emory Jones, or at least that's how it was a few weeks ago. I don't know if the coaches are going to see this or even take it into consideration. I think you could see it last night. Emory Jones was getting frustrated with the drop balls, etc., and just the overall performance of his team. You could see him out there pissed off, frustrated. His team was not playing for Emory Jones. When Anthony Richardson came in the game, you could see a difference. We broke big runs. The teams were hustling. They were trying, and we went right down the field and scored on Anthony Richardson's first drive of the game. Granted, okay, Emory did the same thing on his first drive. Yes, this is a small sample size, but I'm just taking this. This is a good time to make this video. I've been meaning to make the video, haven't had a really good chance. Now I kind of have to after seeing that last night. Also, in my last video, I reported that Anthony Richardson was outperforming Emory in practice, and he was pushing for Emory's job. Now, I want to get one thing clear. I'm pulling for Emory Jones. I hope it works out. Yes, I'm a Gator fan. I know a lot of you guys are accusing me of not being a fan, not knowing what I'm talking about. But clearly, you guys aren't spending every day with Emory Jones. You guys act like you're just hanging out with the dude all day long, like you know something that everybody else doesn't. I trust my source that told me this information. It's true, and I'm not saying Emory won't be the starter next year. I am simply saying Anthony Richardson is on his heels, and there will be a quarterback battle in the offseason. Yes, I know the plan was to kind of help Emory along. He was going to sit and get better and progress as a quarterback until his turn. Yes, I'm aware that that was the plan, but just because that's the plan doesn't mean it's set in stone. Things change, and different contenders emerge. And I'm here to tell you, Anthony Richardson is a contender for this job. Emory Jones, yes, he has blatantly told two of my sources that he doesn't even care about football. All that's true. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. Every single thing I said in that video is true. The kid was kind of falling off the wagon a little bit. And it happens. He's a college kid. He's overwhelmed. He's getting this. He's getting pressure. He's whatever the case. Anthony Richardson is pushing him for his job, and do not be surprised if he gets it done. If he takes a spot, he does a lot of things better than Emory Jones. And I'm not knocking on Emory Jones. I'm not hating on Emory Jones. He just does a lot of things better. You see Anthony Richardson in the game last night. His footwork is better. His movement, he stepped around the pocket, moved around the pocket better than Emory. He doesn't look at his first read, second read. If it's not there, he takes off. He scans the whole field. He does that so well. His poise in the pocket. He simply moved around. He had pressure on the left side, simply moved into the pocket to where there wasn't pressure. He used his linemen perfectly to set up the deep touchdown that he had in the game. His poise, like I said, he's got a strong arm. He's a typical Dan Mullen quarterback. He's strong. He runs over guys. He doesn't shy away from contact. He's very Cam Newton-ish. Just his quarterback presence in the pocket. I can't be more proud of this kid. He did not look like a freshman last night. I will reiterate, yes, it was a small sample size. I get that. I just kind of wanted to make this video to clear up. I'm not knocking Emory Jones, and I'm not making this shit up. But if you guys think Emory Jones is the answer at quarterback, you're wrong. You're simply flat out wrong. Emory Jones, and last night shows we are going to revert back to 13 to 21 points a game if Emory Jones is a QB, depending on who we're playing. We're playing a good defense. Emory Jones is pretty one-dimensional. Yes, he throws a great ball, but he does not see the field that well, and he does not make his reads. He throws an accurate deep ball. That's one of the best attributes he has, is his deep ball. I love his deep ball, and it didn't help that the receivers dropped the deep balls last night. I get that. But anyways, Anthony Richardson is gunning for the job. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Dan Mullen does tend to lean on his veterans, and Emory Jones is exactly that. He's a veteran. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them got the start. I'm simply make these videos to get you guys informed of what's going on. Another guy I would like to see play next year is Lingard and Bowman. They're so far down on the depth chart right now. I don't know how that's going to shake out. Who's going to leave? Are we still going to have all the same guys in the running back room next year? If so, it's a very crowded running back room. And I don't want to see the coaches just show favoritism over the veteran guys if DeMarcus Bowman and Lingard are outperforming them. I want to see the best players on the field. That's what I want to say. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully your holidays were good despite this horrible Cotton Bowl. Florida basketball did win. I'm going to be shifting my focus a little bit towards basketball, and I'm still gonna do my recruiting videos as far as our commitments go, and I have a couple other football related videos coming up here in the near future. Hope you guys have a great one. Happy holidays, and go Gators.